It's a great question. Got it. Okay, we are officially recording so that those of you, and for those of you who are watching, first of all, I'm so excited to have you here. It is not quite 11 o'clock, so I don't want to jump into anything just yet, but I would ask you to start tagging your friends, and I am going to jump over to Facebook just to make sure this is streaming as it should, and ask that you, let's see, can I share this? Nope. Okay, so I don't have the permissions that I should. Hold on. Let's make sure we are all good to go before we get started. We're trying something brand new today. I really think it is going to be super helpful. So it looks like we are good to go. All right, I'm going to get out of here. So I will not be able to see your comments until the end. So please know that. And actually, I may take like little breaks here and there to check the comments. But for right now, I am just so excited to be here with you. So if you are new or if you have been with SeneGence for any length of time, whether that be 6 weeks, 6 months, 6 years, and you have decided that you want to give this business your best effort, you want to recommit, you want to achieve your goals this seminar year, this is the best place to start. And I say that because all of the information that I have the privilege of sharing with you today is coming directly from Joni. She has entrusted myself and others to come to you once a month with this training. So you are going to get what I believe are the pillars to a strong foundation. And if your significant other partner is nearby and willing to listen, I truly believe the first portion of this training can be just as helpful and as impactful to them as it is to you. So it may be worth being like, okay, so I know it's Saturday and I know you'd probably love to be outside doing something, but would you be willing to give me an hour of your time today? Or would you be willing to give me an hour of your time tomorrow and we'll watch the replay? Or I'll watch today and then I will, tag you at the part that I would love for you to hear, because here's the deal. The more support you have, the better. But I'm also here to tell you that even if your close circle, they don't understand what you're doing, they are like, what? We don't need everyone to be on board to be successful. And sometimes it takes us being willing to do these kinds of things to learn the skills needed to be successful. And guess what? Once that money starts rolling in, people pretty much decide, oh yeah, that's okay. I am going to support you. Thank you for helping me to, go on vacation or whatever. So without further ado, it is officially after 11 o'clock. So I am going to jump into this because we have so much good stuff to cover. So I want to ask you to grab a notebook, pen, pencil, or your computer, something that you can take notes or screenshots, because I can promise you a lot of this information you are going to circle back to, and I'm going to ask for you to do some things with me on your end. If we were in person, I would be sitting across from you. I would be doing this along with you. But for right now, this is the best we have. So we are going to roll with it. Okay. Now, first off, who am I? And, why should you trust me in this moment? And here's what I have to say. I have been with SeneGence about 5.5 years, and I did not know anything about direct sales network marketing when I started. So I have just been a student of all the things, right? I want to know all the things so that I can better myself and my business, and also help those who come along, after me. A mentor used to always say, true mentorship is wisdom without the pain. So if I can help you and share some of these things that I have learned to help speed up the process to you finding success, that's what I want to do today. That is my heart, to serve you in that way. So just a quick little recap. I have been with SeneGence 5-ish years. Prior to my time with SeneGence, I was a full-time school interventionist, like a school social worker. My husband's a teacher and a coach. I have 2 boys. They keep us very busy. crazy. And I was just looking for a way to make about an extra $250 a month to give us a little breathing room to, not have to watch that money quite as closely and to be able to save up for a vacation because we had wanted to take our boys somewhere. And up until my time with SeneGence, we really had to be so careful. And most of the time that vacation money ended up going towards bills. So fast forward, and I am now, my title is Amethyst Ruler, which is just, it makes me blush every time I say it. But what that title signifies is that in 1 year, our team did over 24 million in sales. And since then, we have accumulated over, I kind of lost track, 50 to 60 million in sales. So, and I only share that not as like, oh, but we are doing something right, and our team is continuing to find great success. And when I say team, I mean those ladies who I work with every day, those who inspire me, those who allow me to mentor them along the way. And that's what I'm going to share with you today. So let's move on, shall we? I am going to share my screen with you. So it's going to feel a little bit different because instead of using my whiteboard today, I have a PowerPoint that Pamela Foti so kindly created for us, because here's the deal. PowerPoints are not my forte. So she was kind enough to do that for us. So I'm going to share my screen so that you and I are looking at the same thing. So you'll probably see my face in like a little corner. And, I'm probably going to try to keep my phone close to me so that since I can't see your faces, I can hopefully at least see your little corner. Oh, well, there I am. Okay, so let's do this. I'll try to keep it kind of available so I can catch questions as we switch from one topic to the next. Otherwise, I'll come back later today. And I'll look at it then. So just know, if you comment, if you have questions for me specifically, please tag my name so that when I scroll through them later, it will be easier for me to help and give you some direction. So without further ado, let me share my screen. Oh, you should see how my face froze. Hopefully it doesn't pop that up for you all. Okay. And here we go. I'm so excited. Okay. The most important thing, ladies, is that anytime you have a goal, we must plan for success. So if you want to go on a diet, if you want to get a new job, if you want to build a successful business with SeneGence, we must plan to succeed. And that takes some concentrated effort. And that's what I'm going to help you with today, because I can tell you that after I heard Joni share this same exact training 4.5-ish years ago, it changed everything because it gave me a stronger foundation. And I'm going to share that with you today. So here we go. If you have a pen and paper, I want you to write this out just like you're about to see here, because I'm going to refer to it again and again and again. So let me just move a few things out of the way here so I can see what we're doing. Okay. Here we go, friends. So it's like, I think that I'm, you all can see what I'm pointing at, but you probably can't. On your screen, you should see new business with an arrow. And I'm going to explain what all these little stars mean in just a little bit. But one of the most important things to know about your SeneGence business is, especially if you are looking to make money, build a sustainable second stream of income, is that, here it is, our budget comes from new business. It should come from new business, because if let's say I'm just starting and I have 10 customers and that went really well for a month or two, but guess what? A third of customers are always coming, a third are going, and a third will stay. So if you are just counting on those 10 customers, your business will gradually actually fade out, and you won't be able to expand. So that's what we're going to talk about today, is how our new business should help us with our budget, which is what I'm going to teach you this morning. So what's a budget? Okay. When it comes to your business, here are a couple of things: your personal operations, your business operations, and your salary, your sales. So I'm going to break those down a little bit, but your personal operations, let's say that I've hired a housekeeper to help me once a week. That would be a personal expense. Business operation expense, my mailers, the postage, the bags that I use to put everything in. In order to keep going with all those things, I need to be bringing in new business. Now, if we're going to break this down a little bit more. So sales income, let's really think about our sales income here. And then we'll talk about the fun stuff, which is, in my opinion, the fun stuff is the commission income. So with sales income in your SeneGence business, you can serve customers directly, right? In person, online. I went crazy, but when SeneGence had the Shadow Sense promo a couple days ago, I used Facebook Messenger. I text everyone and I worked to get those orders. And then I was also able to get new sales through Kiss and Tell. And we'll talk a little bit more about that as we continue. But the great thing about SeneGence is you have several options, different ways to serve your customers. You can serve them directly through Kiss and Tell, CDO, all the things. Now, what we want to focus on today are the immediate sales. So that is, today is the first of the month and I have some goals. So I am going to reach out. I'm going to seek out those new customers. And that sale is what we refer to as the immediate sale, because then there are the reorders. And the reorders, oh, if you can hear anything I'm about to say, the reorders can be incredible. But the reorders will not help expand your business. They will help maintain. But if you want to continue to grow, we need those new customer immediate sales. So that's what we are going to look at a bit differently. Now, a little plug for those of you who might be new. I want to encourage you to push the skincare, and don't push in like a salesy way, but talk about the value of our products and the anti-aging benefits and the foundation and the tinted moisturizer, because guess what? Customers will come back again and again and again for those things. I promise. Okay. So when you are, how do I explain this? I like to teach what Joni does in two ways. So if we make a column with our sales income, so this is truly just those transactions with your customers, she likes to call this lifestyle money. And I love that because that's where you can, put a little bit of money aside for vacation funds, your kids' activities, maybe it's dance, or maybe they want to go to a special camp. That money can help go towards those things. Now, remember, your new business that you are going to get from demos, if you look at the top of the screen, that's going to give you your budget. Reorders, that is what is going to give you this lifestyle money. So if you are just starting, one of the best things a lot of people do is they open up 2 separate accounts, and they will actually funnel their money accordingly and or just make sure that it's matching up so that they know they are staying ahead on their budget and their expenses are not outweighing their new business. So there are lots of things you can do there to make sure that you are being really wise with your budget. Because one of the things that, a lot of people will say is, I'm just not making money. Well, if you start tracking that, track how many new customers are coming in and putting that money in a special account, and then those reorders, right? So we want those reorders to go somewhere else because that's our vacation fund, our fun money, our shopping, all those kinds of things. Now, I'm going to come back to that in just a little bit, but let's talk a little bit about commission income, because this is where Molly calls it like big girl money. This is where you can make residual income that can be, I don't want to sound cliche, but it can be life-changing. It can relieve like those burdens. And guess what? The better you become at this skill set, the more exciting it will be. And that is what I can tell you from personal experience. So when you think about building a team, I want you to know you do not have to know all the things. You don't have to have all the answers. When I first started, I didn't know any different. And I just thought, well, I see the potential here. I'm a numbers person. And I was like, well, that's a no-brainer. Why would I not share this opportunity with other people? Because I can't be the only one who needs some, something fun again in my life, because work was very stressful. And B, who doesn't need extra money? Like, I don't know anyone. Well, I mean, I maybe know a couple of people, but there are so many people out there who would love this opportunity. And it is our job to at least offer the opportunity. And before we go any further, I want to address the whole pyramid scheme. That, oh, you do direct sales. Isn't that like a pyramid scheme, or network marketing? All the things like, when people use that terminology, oftentimes you'll see their face like, ugh, ugh. Okay, so it's going to be important for you to understand the difference, because SeneGence can't be further from the truth. We are, number one, pyramid schemes are illegal. Number two, if you think about the structure of our business, okay, and I'm going to show you a display here real soon, but you can make more money than me. Let's say I'm your upline and I sponsored you into this business and I welcomed you, and all of a sudden you are just killing it. You're selling all kinds of product. You are building a team. Guess what? You're going to make more money than me. Okay. And a pyramid scheme goes like this. The person at the top always makes the most money. That's not how it is with SeneGence. You are in control of your activity, which then results in your income. So I would encourage you to just almost reframe your own way of thinking about that and become confident in sharing that with people, and that's something that took me a little bit, to be honest, because I was jaded myself. But once I understood and went to this training actually with Joni, I was like, it just has a bad rap, and it is our honor and privilege to change that for people. And I believe SeneGence will do that. So let's talk about the fun big girl money, because this is where you can truly build a sustainable business. So commission income. So this is different from your sales. And there are two types of commission income. There is downline commission and there's group sales volume bonus. Now, I know when you're just starting, it can be a lot, but please write this down, because I promise you it can be a game changer for you and your business. And you can always go into the back office under business, then click commissions. There's a tab there that breaks all of this down. So if you are like a knowledge person, you need to like see it and ask all the questions. That's where you'll want to go. Here we go. Here's where it gets fun. Okay, so this is you. And maybe you're brand new, maybe you've been here for 5 years. Regardless, you have the same opportunity. So let's say that you start offering this opportunity to your friends, to your customers, maybe to strangers, because you realize other people may want to also earn money and build a business and have a flexible job. So you start offering the opportunity and people start taking you up on it. Number one, put this and star this. This is not on the PowerPoint. Always offer the opportunity, and don't put pressure on yourself that if someone says no or not right now, that does not mean that you did something wrong. It does not mean that you should stop offering the opportunity. It does not mean that this business is not for you. It simply means move on to the next person, and don't attach the outcome emotionally in your heart or in your mind, because if you do that, it will slow your growth. So I will share something with you later that has stuck with me, but I'm going to keep going with the PowerPoint. So Joni's not like, stay on track. Okay. So anytime you order at least 100 PV worth of product, this is what happens. On your first line, so I'm going to call those blue circles your first line, because you have personally sponsored them into the business. Anytime they have ordered anything really at all up to 100 PV, you're going to get 10%. So basically you're going to get $10 for each of the first part of their order. And let me tell you, friends, it starts to add up. And then here's what happens next. as you model this behavior that we are going to offer the opportunity, we are going to tell people about this job opportunity. Now those gals that you personally sponsored are doing the same thing. And they are now offering the opportunity to their friends, to their coworkers, to strangers that become their customers. And here's what happens. They now start to sign up as well, and they start to place orders. And what is so great about this is now for the first 100 PV that they order, you get 20%, which is $20 if they order 100 PV. Now just think about that real quick. So let's say all of those ladies in yellow ordered 100 PV. All of a sudden, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, all of a sudden you just made $120. Hello? Yes, please. Thank you. And now it's important to note that you are not making money from those ladies. It is not coming out of their checks. It is not coming out of their commission. This is simply a commission from SeneGence because they are paying you and thanking you for sharing this opportunity with others. Because guess what? They're not paying big money for commercials and marketing and all the things that other companies do that go to like big box retailers. Is that what they're called? Big box let's just say like Walgreens, Target, Walmart, whatever, right? Those companies, you always see commercials. That's where they are putting their money. Joni decided to go this route so that she could help us. She could give us the opportunity to make an income through sharing the love of these products and the love of the opportunity with our friends, just like you see social influencers do today all over Instagram. So let's keep going. Now those second line ladies are starting to do the same thing. You will see not everyone offers the opportunity, right? So you see the first little yellow bubble there. They haven't chosen to offer the opportunity, so no one has signed up with them, and that's okay. But these other ladies are realizing the potential, and they have now started to do the same thing. So they are now offering the opportunity. Sorry, I have to keep clicking. And they are having people sign up. And this is where it starts to get really fun. Now, and fun as in amazing, because you're going to get 30% commission off of every one of those first 100 PV orders. So again, just to keep it simple, let's say they order 100 PV, you are going to make $30. Yeah, do that math. Think about how quickly that adds up. So then you'll add that to the 120, and then you'll add that to the 60 or so from your first line. That all starts to add up so quickly, and it's so generous. You rarely ever see structures like this. And then those ladies start to do the same thing. I'm going to try to keep clicking here, and I want you to see the structure of this and how many. So this is where people get the idea of a pyramid scheme, because if it starts with you at the top and you start to offer the opportunity and all those ladies start to offer the opportunity, by the time it gets all the way down, hopefully that structure looks like this, because if so, that means you're doing something right. But again, circle back to what we talked about earlier in regards to pyramid schemes to help others have a better understanding. So you are now I'm just clicking. Sorry if you can hear it. These ladies, now you will make 5% on every first, 100 PV. So you will probably make about $5 on each of those orders. And guess what? We get to do it again. And you get to earn commission, downline commission, based on the structure of your organization on your 5 lines. And so here we go. Our 5th line is filling out as ladies hear about the opportunity. And now we are going to also make 5% on their first 100 PV orders. So essentially like $5. If you have time to do the math on that, just take a look at how quickly that adds up, and you would get paid on that every single month. Again, as long as you order 100 PV. Now, here's where I see the crazy money start to take hold. And I did not understand how this worked when I started, but now I do. And now it is a privilege to teach others because it can be life-changing. So now we are going to talk about the bonus. So we've talked about the downline commission. Now we're talking about group sales bonus, group sales volume bonus. And the most important thing to note here is that you must order a minimum of 300 PV. So that's the first thing that I need you to keep in mind. So I always tell my teammates, like, on the other side, a minimum of 100 PV. If you want to earn big girl money, we need to be ordering 300 PV. And why that is because that shows you are moving product to an end consumer. You are selling product, because guess what? It would be nearly impossible to build a business on 100 PV. That means you probably don't have new customers coming in. It honestly could be your own products. But when the computer system sees that you are ordering 300 PV, the computer system triggers like, we might have a business builder here. So we're going to bump up the commissions. We're going to give this gal a bonus if these other things are in place. So here's what I want you to see. On your first line, so the blue circles that you see on your computer, if 5 of those individuals on your first line have ordered 300 PV or more, you now get an additional bonus and you get 10% on everything. So basically, what I tell anyone who, is asking me about commissions, I say, in my opinion, 300 PV is like my line in the sand goal. I never want my girls to order less than that if they are business builders, because I know what can happen if they start to do that, because they're getting new customers, they're filling reorders, all those things. Now, here's where it gets fun. So the computer system then is going to go through and it is going to say, it looks like she has 5 on her first line that have ordered 300 PV, which means she's starting to build an organization of other business builders. So we're going to just go ahead and dip down to the second line. And we are going to see if we can find 5 on her second line that are also ordering a minimum of 300 PV. And when the computer system goes to the second line and they, like the computer's a person, and the computer identifies that there are indeed a minimum of 5 individuals on the second line ordering 300 PV or more, then another bonus kicks in and you will get 6% of all of the orders on your second line. And I'm here to tell you that adds up really, really quickly. So then the computer system's like, okay, we've got business builders on the second line. Let's go to the third. Let's see if there are another minimum of 5 people ordering 300 PV. And if so, we are going to give her an additional bonus of 4%. And then we go to the fourth line and the computer system looks for another group of 5 individuals who are building their business. They get 3%. And finally, on the fifth line, you will earn 2% bonus on all of those orders, as long as there are a minimum of 5 business builders ordering 300 PV or more. Now, let's talk about these numbers really quick. You might say, well, why does it go from 10 to 2%? Well, we are super lucky that Joni has been so generous that as you are starting to build your organization, you are going to feel the effects of that so much quicker because of how the bonuses are laid out. So you're going to get the $10, the $20, the $30 in the downline commission on your first 3 lines. And then for the bonus, you're going to get those bigger percentages. So all of a sudden it's like, whew, I'm making some really great money. But do not discount what happens on those final 2 lines on your 4th and 5th line. Because if your organization, if your structure continues to replicate itself and you are modeling how to do this business and others start to do the same, the sheer number of individuals that you may have on your 4th and 5th line could do more volume and hence give you, a bigger bonus than the 1st or 2nd line. So it's really incredible. It is truly, it can be life-changing, and it is a solid business structure. There's nothing icky about this. There is nothing shady. And for those of you who don't know me, you're probably like, yeah, they all say that. I wouldn't say that if I didn't truly mean it. So think about this, write down a goal. What amount of money would make a difference for you? And then circle back to this. Start with your sales, because it all starts there. You can't build a team organization unless you are selling, unless you are getting in front of new people, sharing about the product, sharing about the value of what we are able to provide others. And by doing that and offering the opportunity, before long, you will be earning commission and bonuses. And remember, you don't have to know all the things. You don't have to have all the answers. You can start building a team on day one and say, girls, I don't really know what I'm doing, but you want to do this with me? Yes. Yes, I do. Okay. Next up, we are going to talk about what Joni recommends we do with the money we earn from our commissions. So every month when I get a commission check, I funnel that into a totally separate bank account, because I don't want to use that for my day-to-day budget. I want to use that for other things, such as Joni's first recommendation is to use that commission as a cash reserve. So whether that be 6 months of your family's income, whether that be 2 years of your income, whatever that looks like, start with a cash reserve. Put that money in savings so that you know if life happens and, things go bad, you have something to fall back on because of your SeneGence business. Next up, she recommends investing in gold, invest in silver. Start putting money away for college fund. Maybe if you have kids, you may want to look at different assets. Do you want to invest in real estate? What do you have that, won't lose the money, but will be a solid asset? There's our real estate. And finally, investments. And this may be something you're passionate about. It may be something you have no idea about. Guess what? When I started, I legitimately had no idea about investments. My job had never offered retirement. My job had never offered any kind of investment package. I did not know anything. And basically, by the time I was 32-ish, the years start to blur together once you cross 30, I think. I was like, we've got to do something, right? We cannot live on my husband's teacher retirement salary. We need to start doing something for me, for us, for our family, for the future. And that's what we were able to do with the commission income. Okay, so take a sip. Drink of choice, mine is Dr. Pepper. And we are going to move on. So next up, I would strongly encourage you to find a full sheet of paper, whether it be, from your kids' notebook or some other paper. It is going to be so much easier for you to follow along and to get something truly helpful out of this by doing it, because the example that I'm about to show you here isn't going to mean nearly as much as it will if I was in person with you saying, hey, this can be a game changer. Please do this, and I say that because the first time I did this, I was like, I'm way out of balance. I was working more than I should have been in all areas of my life. My husband and I had not had a date night. I don't even remember how long it had been. I was just all out of balance. So this is a great place to begin, because if we get too out of balance, something always gives. And sometimes that's relationships. Sometimes that is your productivity, maybe in your day job. So maybe it's your health. Maybe you take care of everything else really well, but fail to take care of your health. Guess what? Everything else will fall if your health is not good. So let's talk about the balance wheel. On the balance wheel, I want you to draw this circle, pie it out. That's what I always say. Don't worry, it's not going to be perfect. And if you are a perfectionist, I'm going to ask you to push through, because I get it. I've been there. It's never pretty the first time you do it, but it will be worth it. And then I want you to title each slice of the pie with these different topics. So let me get them all out here first, and then we will talk about them. Okay, so we have family, spiritual, home, social, health, finances, business, and education. And now we're going to talk about each one of those because they each have a place. So when you think about, gosh, family, it's going to look different for each of us. So what I want you to think about is who in your family circle do you want to make sure that you have a quality relationship with? And that's going to look different for each of us. So maybe it's your spouse, maybe it's your kids, maybe it's your parents, maybe it's your grandparents, maybe siblings. But I would encourage you to list each of them out and even put them by name if you can. So that's what I do for myself anytime I do this activity. So I put Patrick, and then I put Grady, and I put Gavin, my mom and dad. So I want you to fill that in. And then we're going to go to spiritual, and we are going to do the same thing. So what part of your life, maybe that includes going to church, maybe it includes Bible study, maybe it includes reading on a topic that is near and dear to your heart. Maybe it's volunteering, and put those examples in that little slice of the pie, and we're going to come back to it. And again, you may want to circle back to this at a later time, but at least put some examples in here to spur your memory. Home. Oh man, I could spend probably a full hour talking to you all about home. I want you to think for just a moment, what is it that you do in a typical week within your home? Laundry. So that means gathering it, putting it in the wash, moving it to the dryer, hopefully after, it buzzes and not 4 days like myself. Folding laundry, putting it away. Cleaning, that means cleaning by vacuuming, dusting, toilets, all the things that need to be cleaned. Cooking, yard work, and maybe yard work means mowing, maybe it means gardening, maybe it means making sure the lawn gets fertilized. Like there is so much that happens on the home front that I truly want you to list them independently. Dishes. Maybe I have to hand wash. Maybe I have to load the dishwasher, but then we also have to unload it. All the things that go into keeping your house afloat. List those out, because oftentimes, I don't know if I'm going to remember the percentage. I'm a big number junkie, so I often take notes on statistics with these kinds of things, but I may not have it here. But I would say 80 to 90% of my friends, my acquaintances, spend more time with laundry, cleaning, cooking, all of those things, that they often feel like they are missing out on other things that they want to be doing. And maybe that is they're spending so much time keeping the house afloat by doing the laundry and the cleaning and the cooking that they don't have time for their SeneGence business because they're working full time, they're doing all the things. Maybe it is, chances are you're already thinking of something. One of the things Joni said at the first training I ever went to is she said, and I still chuckle when I think about this because I was like, what? She said, you should not be cleaning your own toilets. And I was like, are we sure about that? And she said, here's why. She said, number one, someone else can probably clean your toilet better than you can. Number two, the time that it would free up if you allow someone to come into your home once every week, once every 2 weeks to help with the things that don't take your personality, like yard work, maybe like cleaning around the house, doing the vacuuming, helping with laundry. She said, if you are willing to give up that control, to take off that expectation and pay for someone to help you with those things, it is going to free up your time. Let's say you spend, I don't even know, 20 plus hours a week just on home. Think about for just a moment, even if we freed up a portion of that, what you could do. You could spend more time with your kids. You could spend more time getting back to the gym. You could spend more time doing the things that your heart and soul needs. Chances are your heart and soul doesn't really need to clean the toilets. It's just one of those things we have to do. But what a gift that would be to be able to help someone else who is making money, doing that as their full-time job, and also allowing you the opportunity now to pivot and to make money in your SeneGence business. And guess what? We're going to talk about how to make that happen and how to basically use that new business that we talked about just a little bit ago to pay for someone to come in, help clean up the home, take care of the lawn, whatever that looks like, which will give you time to put back into your SeneGence business. So we'll be coming back to that. Social, lunch with friends, dinner with another couple, maybe it's your sorority. We used to do spaghetti nights with 2 other families. It was a time for us to spend time with our friends, and our kids also kind of had fun playing with their friends. And I should probably look ahead. I call that coupling. It's so let's say you have a busy week, you can't get out for date night, but maybe you have spaghetti night with your friends, and all of a sudden you and your hubby are there enjoying each other's company and also enjoying the company of your friends. That gives you the opportunity to basically check off 2 in 1. And that's one of my favorite things to do. Let's talk about health. Meal prepping. So maybe you really want to be cautious about what you're eating and what your kids are eating. That takes time. Maybe it's going to the gym. And remember, we don't all go to the gym because we want to lose weight, but just to be healthy, to be the healthiest versions of ourselves. Maybe it means medication. Are you staying up to date on your annual exams? Are you going in to see the dentist? Are you keeping up on those things that are going to keep you healthy? Because if your health fails you, it's going to be really hard to keep this balance wheel balanced. And I speak that from experience. So let's go to finances. Someone has to be in charge of paying the bills. Someone needs to, balance the checkbook, see where we're at every week or month, whatever that looks like. Maybe someone in your house wants to be in charge of retirement, investments. That's going to take time. So we need to put that into our balance wheel because it's part of the day-to-day life. Business. Now, remember, for those of you who work outside of the home, you may want to half this slice of the pie and put your day job in one part and then your SeneGence business in another. So, for example, when I started my SeneGence business, I was working in the school system, right? So my day job took a good bit of time. It took special things that I needed to make sure I was doing well to keep my job, right? We all understand that. Now with SeneGence, we also need to think about, okay, what are my responsibilities there? Demos, taking care of orders, packaging things up, maybe following up with customers. Maybe we are a leader and we want to hold team meetings. Be thinking about that. What does that look like? Are you filling all the orders yourself? If so, the packaging, the weighing, maybe going to the post office. And I'm super passionate about helping what I call double duty distributors. So those distributors who are working more than just the SeneGence business. There are so many great ways that you can make both happen. I believe in direct sales, it's like 85% of distributors are double duty distributors, which means they have a day job in addition to their SeneGence business or whatever other thing that they're doing on the side. It can be done, and it can be done very well. Oftentimes, the busiest people are the most productive people. So keep that in mind. If your wheel looks too full, chances are we can help you be super successful. Finally, education. So maybe that means you're a nurse and you need to take continuing education hours, or maybe you're getting your degree. Okay. It's going to look different for each of us. Maybe you want to get education on your SeneGence business. So you go through the DOTS program in the back office. Maybe you are going to take time to listen to leadership podcasts. Maybe, the sky's the limit, really. So I want you to think about ways that you can chunk some of this out. So let's say that I want to find time for leadership podcasts, but I can never find the time. Well, what if I start putting some earphones in and listening to a podcast while I go for a walk for 20 minutes each day? all of a sudden I am chunking those things that I want and desire to do to keep myself in balance, to feel good. And you will start to basically free up more time for other things. So again, maybe it is that you need to pay the bills. There's so many ways we can chunk all this out, you guys. I should probably not even go down this, because I should allow you to use what you have already written and think about, are there some things that I can chunk here? Maybe it's family time. Maybe it is, maybe every Sunday we will have game night. Maybe we will invite friends over for game night, or maybe, there's so many things. I'm going to just keep going because I will keep you here forever. Okay. So once you're done with that balance wheel, how do I go backwards? I think if I go backwards, you guys. Oh, there we go. Oh no. Oh no. Okay, hold please. Here we go. Once you have completed your balance wheel, there's one more thing I want you to do. And I'm going to draw this out for you so that you can see what I mean. So this was the first, one of the first ever balance wheels that I started during a training. And I didn't get it finished during the training because I can't keep up that much. But here is what it looked like. So you can see I had listed out, time with my kids. Joni had listed William. So she wanted to have a mom day with him and cook. She wanted to make sure she listened well. She said with Alan, she wanted to call him daily. And every Sunday, she wanted Sunday dinner with her family, no matter what. So I wrote all that in as well. And then she said, what you should do is basically rate how good of a job you're doing. And once you do that, so let's say, so if you highlight the middle of your wheel, anything close to that is going to be a 0. That means you're not doing a good job with it at all. If you are killing it and you are doing really well, like most of us honestly do really well in our day jobs because we have an expectation, we have a boss, we have someone holding us accountable. So you may find that you're doing really well and you give yourself an 8, 9, or 10. So you'll plug in those, I'll try to draw this in marker for you so you can see it a little bit better. So here's what happens. So I'm just going to draw on this and mess it up, but it's for you all. So it's worth it. I promise. Okay. So let's say, you have all these different areas of life. You're going to church every week. You're doing really well with your devotionals, but man, when it comes to home, the groceries aren't really getting picked up. The laundry isn't getting done. So here's what we have. You can see our wheel is not going to roll because there is no balance at all. So what do we do when that happens? We need to pull back and figure out, okay, I am on the struggle bus. Clearly my home is slacking, and my family is paying the price for all the other things that I'm doing. I'm not getting my time in with them. I'm also not doing well with my own personal health. I'm not getting any steps in, all the things. So then what we need to do is consider, where can we pull back a little bit? So maybe that means, you know what, I have been doing really good with the social aspect of my life. I've been getting together with my friends. I've been doing Marco Polos. I may need to pull back for a little bit just until I get some other things back in balance. So that may mean having a conversation and saying, hey, I so want to join you for lunch, every Tuesday like we have for the last year, but I need to pull back a little bit. So I will meet you the 2nd and 4th Tuesday of every month. Okay, that just opened up potentially two chunks of time for you that you can now put into, maybe you run home over the noon hour and do the dishes, put some laundry in, those kinds of things. Or maybe you hire that out and all of a sudden, okay, this part is taken care of. So now I can put that time into going to the gym for 30 minutes. All of a sudden things start to kind of come back in balance. And once you are able to do that, and once you're able to chunk more of those things together, that ball just kind of starts to roll and you start to find more and more freedom, more and more success because things are just working more smoothly. But it often takes pulling back, giving up some things for a while and having conversations with people about that. Maybe it means, instead of going to your in-laws every Sunday for dinner, I should never use in-laws as an example. It just always goes bad. But hear me out. Maybe you do that once a month, and on the other Sundays, you do a Sunday with friends, a Sunday with your spouse, a Sunday with your family. Like, you get that quality time in. So just be thinking about it, because we need all of the information here in order to move ahead. And this is where you can really start to see really great success with your business once you start doing these things. So in your back office, you can find a copy of the SeneGence weekly calendar. I believe you can also find this in the global distributor group in the file section. I would recommend printing at least one of these out, or find some paper and kind of draw it out. It doesn't have to be pretty and it doesn't have to be perfect. But here's the thing. We talked about goals and tracking and finding our time, all those different things. If you want to build a successful business, we need to know where our time is going. So here's what we're going to do. I want you to put X's through the times that you are not available and it's non-negotiable. And then bubbles around the times that you are available for your SeneGence business. So let's say, for example, that I work every morning from 9 to noon. So I'm going to X that out because it's non-negotiable. I have my day job. I have an hour for lunch, and then I'm going to go in and I am going to put X's through those afternoon hours that I am busy as well. So we already have those, those hours are blocked out. So there's our work. And then let's say Wednesday evening is our children's, like we have a youth program at church. So I go and I volunteer and I'm the classroom teacher. So I am unavailable every Wednesday evening. And then on Fridays, date night, okay, because I'm going to make that a priority. Saturday mornings, soccer, because there's always a sport happening every Saturday morning. And Saturday evening, family night, we are going to have pizza. We're going to do something fun. We are going to have time together. Sunday morning, I have church. So we have looked at, okay, I have all these chunks of time that I legitimately cannot work my SeneGence business, but I'm starting to notice I do have chunks of time that I can add in some SeneGence work time. So I'm going to go ahead and circle those times, call them your bubbles. So I have Monday, Tuesday, Thursday evenings, Saturday during the day, and Sunday kind of late afternoon. So if I want, I can fill those chunks of times with demos, and that can be in-person demos. That can be you're doing some work virtually. Maybe you're going to host a Facebook event, but those are chunks of time specific to income producing activities. Okay, so you don't see me writing in my time for making graphics just yet, or putting a reel together. All of that will come. But if you want to build your business and you need to work on a budget, it all starts with blocking out time for your demos. So here's where we're going to talk about some things. Let me read this. In my SeneGence hours, I choose the activity that creates the most income as many times a week as possible. So typically these are kind of industry-wide standards. If you are working at a vendor event, the average transaction is about $55. A social media event, that average transaction, first time purchase, I believe, is $75. Face-to-face demos, the average sale is $150. So as you are thinking about your options, as you are thinking about your availability, your goals, all of those kinds of things, we need to be thinking about, okay, if I only have, 4 hours a week to devote to income producing activities and I want to make the most bang for the buck, guess what? That means I'm going to be booking some in-person demos. If I have a lot of, maybe I'm a single mom or maybe my spouse works a lot, so I can't always get away because the kids are there. Maybe I'm going to do more social media events, but maybe I'll try to add in one more so that I can, kind of balance that money out. Here's what we are going to go with today. So if you refer to that circle that says demo with 5 people, there is a reason that Pamela put 5 little stars of individuals at that demo. So for this purpose, I'm going to speak to you specifically about an in-home demo. The same kind of idea is definitely at play on online events, parties, all the things, but we are going to focus today on the in-home demo because for so many individuals who really want to ramp up their business, this is the fastest way to do that because of the monetary value from those transactions. So why do I need 5 people at my demo? Here's why. If you only have one person at your demo, you have a 90% chance of not selling anything. Chances are, if you are making time, if you're setting aside an hour to meet with someone, you do not want to walk out of there without having made any money. So let's say we invite 2 people. Our risk factor goes down a little bit to 77%, but man, that is still a really high percentage. 3 people attend your demo, your risk factor drops to 50%. So all of a sudden, okay, I might actually make some money here. If 4 people attend your demo, that risk factor drops to 25%. And finally, if 5 people attend your demo, the risk factor drops to 12%. You are going to make money. I mean, I probably have to like asterisk that and be like, I can't promise you, but here are the true statistics of it. Now, if you see those numbers, it might be like, well, why wouldn't I just have like 10 or something, Well, here's what starts to happen. When you start to add more people around that table, it psychologically starts to impact your business negatively because let's say there are 9, 10 ladies around the table. What starts to happen is, let's say Michaela's there, Anna's there, Kristen's there. All of a sudden I'm thinking, I don't really need to buy anything. So I'm just going to check out real quick because I bet Michaela and Anna will probably buy something. So I'm just going to head out. Well, guess what? Anna's thinking the same thing. She's thinking, I bet Kristen and Michaela will buy stuff. So I'm just going to have fun. I'm going to talk and I'm not really going to listen. So there is a true significantly statistic here with having 5 people at your demo. Always make that your goal. Okay, so let's talk a little bit more about, if you remember, we have our sales income. So if we want to move forward with our budget, so we have new business that we get from our demos, right? We're going to have new faces there at the demo. The money we earn from that demo goes to our budget. Our budget is where we take our personal operations, our business operations, and our salary from. Remember, this does not include the commissions. We are strictly focusing on our sales income. Okay. Now, let's say on that bubble sheet that we did a little bit ago, right, that we had drawn 4 spaces that we could host demos. We decide, you know what, I want to commit to 3 demos a week. And let's say I have 5 people at each of those demos. If we use the numbers that have been provided to us from an industry standard, that means that 5 people at $150 are going to basically help me earn $750 retail value at each demo. I mean, hello, that's like an hour, maybe 2 hours worth of work for $750. Yes, please. Okay. Now, let's say that we do 3 demos a week times that 750. That's going to lead us to $2,250 a week. I mean, I used to make that in like a month, not even that. Okay. There is so much potential. It just depends on how much you want to, how much and how willing you are to work and to do the activity that leads to the money. So Now, because you're a business owner and you're not working for someone, you're not clocking in and clocking out, you get to decide how many weeks you want to work in a year. And the truth of the matter is you could work all 52 weeks. There's 52 weeks in a year, right? Yes, I believe there is. We're going to go with that. But you don't have to work that much. So maybe your spouse is a teacher, or maybe I'm just going to go with that. My spouse is a teacher. So I decided when I first started that I wanted to work about 40 weeks out of the year because I wanted to have time away when he had time away. I wanted to be able to go on vacation and do all the things. So let's say that I want to work 40 weeks in a year. So I'm going to take that 40 times my total times 2,250 per week. That equals $90,000 in 1 year from my side business that I choose to work, that I only had to invest about $65 in. Yes, yes, yes. Now, here's what happens. We will show earnings of $90,000, but remember, half of that, if you are ordering wisely at 50% discount every time, you have $45,000 that needs to go right back into your business to cover those expenses. But that gives you $45,000 of potential profit in just 1 year from working 40 hours a week, a couple times a week. Now, here is what starts to happen. So we have our $45,000 that we have earned through our sales. Now let's talk about what would happen with our commissions if we model this. So let's say, for example, that you do 3 demos a week. You have 5 people at each of those demos for 40 weeks. That means you are potentially seeing 600 new faces during that year. I mean, hello, I think a friend of mine had 148 new customers last year, and we celebrated that like crazy. Just think about that for a second. What if we tripled and quadrupled that? Here's what would happen. So let's say of those 600 new faces, and they're industry-wide, there's a 20% joining rate. So about 2 out of 10 people will take you up on the offer to join in the opportunity. That would give you 120 new team members. So think about that for just a moment. Let's say all of those team members are going to do the same thing you do. They're going to do 3 demos a week for 5 people for 40 weeks out of a year, which would mean that your downline has done $5,400,000. Yes, please. So let's say you got that 10% commission on your first line. That would mean $540,000 in commission. But now's where I like to just be super real, because guess what? Not everyone's going to stick and stay. Not everyone is going to work as hard as you. Not everyone is going to do anything really. So here are some statistics I would highly recommend you write down. Half of those that you sponsor personally will never order. For whatever reason, they sign up for the opportunity and then maybe they ghost you. I mean, they just never order. And then half of those that are left will only order 1 time. So they might place a 300 PV order and they're like, yeah, I'm good. Peace. I'll be your customer in the future. Okay. All of a sudden, okay, she's not there. Now, of what you have left, 2/3 of that group order every 2 to 3 months. So they're not becoming your true business builders. They're not ordering consistently every month and moving product. But I wish I could see you in person. I oftentimes draw this on my board just to show you kind of what happens. 1/3 of the remaining group will drop off completely. So after we have taken out all of those different situations, and that's normal. Remember, do not beat yourself up. It does not mean you're a bad leader. It does not mean you're doing something wrong. It's truly normal in this industry because you don't have a boss. You don't have someone that you're accountable to. So regardless of all of that, you could still have $60,000 in potential profit from just your first line distributors alone. Okay. Now, if they are modeling this same activity, they're bringing people on, It's going to get fun. Okay, so let's talk about this real quick. At my demos, I offer the SeneGence choice, and my guests have 3 options. They can become my customer, they can join the Kiss and Tell Preferred Customer Program, or they can join me as a distributor and build a business. So when people choose customer, how will I provide their products? You know, it's like, do I need to fill those orders? Do I just order online? Oh my gosh, can you hear my stomach? It's noon here, so apparently I'm hungry. Be a little sound effect fun for you all. Okay, let's get serious, Jenna. We're going to talk about something that is really pivotal to making wise business choices. One of the hardest things for me is when I see distributors that are choosing to go inactive because they're sitting on thousands and thousands of dollars worth of stock. It literally like hurts my soul, hurts my heart. I don't want that for you. And there is a better way. And Joni teaches a really great way. So statistically speaking, if you are doing in-home demos and you have 5 people there, if you have product on hand, chances are your sales will be higher than if you said, okay, I will order that and I will hopefully get it to you in about 2 weeks. Now, sometimes we need to do that. I still do that sometimes because I don't always have everything on hand that, you know, my customers need. But if you can learn to invest in your business wisely and not go in debt for it, the great thing about this business is you should never have to put money on a credit card to invest in stock. We can help you do this in a really smart way so that you're basically using other people's money to invest in your business. So as you can see here in the like purplish maroon writing. So it says number 1, determine the number of demos per week and average demo sales, which is what we just did. Then we need to determine how much we want to pay ourselves. So you can see here, I just added in the number 1 bubble. We did a demo, had about 750 in sales, right on average. Okay. Not every demo is going to be like that. The next one I go to, it wasn't quite as good. I made $500, but I'm still pleased with that because the next demo is great. $1,000 demo. So what I am going to do is I am going to determine what I want to pay myself from each demo. And I'm going to choose to pay myself $75. I often consider, you know, a 10% minimum that you pay yourself, because guess what? If you're not feeling that income, if you're not seeing that money come in, it's not going to be near as fun or enticing to keep going. So let's say if you are averaging demos as $750, pay yourself at least $75 of that. And then what we are going to do is we are going to look at if you look at number 3 in our circle, it's on the inside, weekly demo retail sales. So there we have our 750, our 500, and our 1,000. Now we need to look at the cost of that. So if you go to the middle column, number 4, if we are ordering wisely at 50% off, okay, that cost is $375, half, half, and half. Okay. So the really nice thing about ordering at 50% is it makes it much easier to do the math. So now we can look at our weekly potential profit, because it's super important to always take into account the expenses that you need to pay back right away. But our weekly profit can be up to $1,000, which means I'm paying myself $225 if I did all 3 of those demos. So here's what we've got, friends. Now, once you take out what you are paying yourself, that is what is going to give you your weekly profit, basically. So here, and I feel so bad for those of you who are not numbers people, hang with me. I'm going to actually jump ahead so you can see what's happening. Okay. So let's say that if you go to the blue bubble at the bottom, okay. Actually, first jump up to where it says number 8, $2,200 $2,025. Use this amount to order inventory for your tote and replace the weekly cost of PV sold. I know this is going to sound confusing. The easiest way I can explain it to you is once you have paid yourself, once you have paid back what you owe for all the product, this is where you can now start to invest in additional product. So make sure that you are paying, you are covering all of your expenses, you are covering your own salary. Then let's say you have $500 left. Okay. You can use that $500 to now put in that little cart and start purchasing product that you can have on hand. And, I might start with CCTM and maybe some mascara, because I know those are going to be top sellers. So I want to have some of those things on hand so that people can purchase right away. And then next week, I'm going to do the same thing and put a little bit more in. And then if you go to the bottom blue bubble, once you have built an appropriate level of stock to have on the spot for inventory to give right away, then you have that additional money that you can pay yourself more. You could put that money towards the things we talked about earlier. Once you do this in a wise way, it's like the Dave Ramsey method, right? So once the snowball effect, once you do this wisely, all of a sudden you have that disposable money. You can decide where it needs to go. And it's just it's a smart business move to really calculate this part of your business. So business paid for by consistency. I would recommend taking a screenshot of this. I think that this graphic may be from Angela Davis. So let's say you are consistently working your business over a year's time. You are getting the fast starts. Oh, how do I go back? Technology is not always my friend. Okay. Just take a look at that and what that would look like for you if you were to do this and set some goals and set some realistic goals for yourself. Maybe you don't have the desire to do 3 demos a week, but maybe you want to do 1 or 2. Do the math on that and see what that weekly potential profit would be. And then think about what you could reinvest and what you could save by the end of the year. Okay. Next up is my favorite part of the entire training. So I would say if you are wanting any level of personal development, if you have a team of any size, if you want to learn how to communicate better with others in your family, if you want to learn how to be a great business owner, the DISC analysis is where it starts. It can be a huge game changer in helping you to understand people, thus make more money because you will become a better communicator. So how to relate to people at your demos and your team. Here we go. So if you could draw this out, you can just make it, kind of like a cross. So on one side, D, then I, then S, then C. I want you to think about the D. So the D personalities are often control-oriented, results-producing, decisive, impatient, powerful. They might be referred to as dominant, director. They move fast. They want to get results even faster. So my husband is a strong D personality. I always want to know who the strong D personalities are because they can be one of your greatest assets in not only helping with your business and moving things forward, but once they make a decision, others will often follow. So keep that in mind. Then we move over to the green, and that is our I personalities. So these are your fun people at demos and in your life. They're interacting, social. They're very people-oriented, enthusiastic, persuasive, talkative, spontaneous. These are fun people. I love being around I personalities, and I just like to sit back and watch them because they're just fun. They're often funny. It is super important to them that they are having fun and that they are being social. So if you think about this at a demo, your I personalities will oftentimes help keep things, it will keep things fun, but we also need to make sure that it stays fun for them. They're not going to want to read through a beauty book. They're going to want to talk about all the things that happened last night. So always, it's super easy to identify eyes in the room because they're usually the center of attention. They are, talking to everyone, making people laugh. They may make friends with people that they didn't even know 2 seconds ago. So they can be a real asset, especially in a business. If you sponsor eye personalities, they attract people. People are drawn to them because they are so fun and engaging. So finding those eye personalities can be really great for the business. So can the next area. So S personalities, they are often referred to as being steady relators. They're very relationship oriented, dependable, supportive, overly patient, and cooperative. What drives them is nurturing relationships and helping others. So if you think about these people at your demo, they are probably going to be the people who are offering to help you. Can I help? Can I get you something to drink? Do you need any help, passing out beauty books? Those are going to be your S personalities. And the more they can serve and help others, typically the better they feel about a situation. So in regards to a demo, take them up on it. Absolutely. I would love your help. Thank you so much. In a team situation, your S's are so dependable. They are going to want to help you and they will typically follow through because it means so much to them to be able to help you. S personalities typically stick and stay if they feel valued and they feel like they're making a difference. So whether that be as a customer, letting them know about the Make Sense Foundation and how their purchase is legitimately helping women and children all across the globe. Maybe you can get them to help you with other partner for profit opportunities. And then on the work side of things, same thing. So maybe your S personalities want to collaborate with some nonprofits and help with fundraisers and use a portion of their proceeds to give back. That is going to help them stick and stay. Next up are our C personalities, and they are often referred to as being very cautious, being a thinker. They're usually quiet. They're analysis oriented, accurate, contemplative, reserved, and deliberate. I always seek out C personalities when it comes to work because I need their help to catch things that I might miss. And I want them to be just super deliberate in looking over maybe verbiage for something because they will make sure that it's right. So when you think about C personalities with your SeneGence business at a demo, the C personalities often have a lot of questions. So what can you tell me about how this product will benefit me? What are the ingredients in this? And if I sign up, what would that look like? And what would I need to know? They are going to have more questions, and they aren't asking those questions to challenge you. They're asking those questions because until they have all the answers, they feel almost incapable of making a decision because they want that decision to be right. And the more information they have, the more confident they feel. So it is important that we are open to that and that we help them find that information. So now if you look at this DISC analysis and we split it in half horizontally, our D's and our I's are typically extroverted. Okay, so they get energy from being around people. They are social, they are often louder, whereas the bottom half, your S's and your C's, are often much more introverted. So they might be a bit quiet at your demo, but it doesn't mean that they aren't engaged. That, in fact, you will probably notice, especially your S's are going to be nodding their head because they want you to know that they are paying attention and, all the things. So it's so important. The more you can identify what personality you are, and identify those around you, even within your family. So, once I've put together, obviously I knew my husband and I were pretty much complete opposites from day one. It helped me understand that he's not being, decisive or impatient to like hurt my feelings. He just wants to make a decision so he can go on his day and be more productive rather than driving around for 20 minutes trying to decide where to eat, right? So there are so many positives from every single category that you can tap into yourself. If you know yours, you can also tap into others. And the more we're able to do that, the more comfortable people feel, the more at ease people feel, and thus the more likely they will be to purchase, to join your team, and then to basically make the best of their business. So what is the best approach to get the results I want in my SeneGence business? Sorry, just kidding. Hold on. I need slides that like give me room to talk. Apparently, I like to extend this. So friends, we are almost done. In fact, I'm going to show you. We are almost done. This is it. This is the last slide. This is where so many of you send me messages like, well, okay, I'm ready. You know, I've done my weekly summary report. I know what it is that I want to do. I want to do 2 demos a week, but how do I do a demo? The great thing is that you don't have to be perfect. And honestly, showing those at your demo that you don't know all the answers can actually be super impactful and help them feel like, okay, well, I could do that too, because guess what? She's actually reviewing her notes. I could do that, right? I'm not good at memorizing. I don't know much about the products, but I could learn. And that's what's so important. So 3 parts of the demo. Number 1 is the introduction. And the introduction should be short. It should be an opportunity to, I'm going to see if I can find my notes on this because I have some really good verbiage to share with you all. So just a moment. And I promise you guys, we are almost done. We are almost done. Oh my goodness, you should see my notes. Okay, well, we're just going to continue on. I know it by heart anyways, right? You do it well enough, you know what to say. So number 1, one of the most important things to do is to edify your hostess. So let's say I saw Tony was on with us a little earlier. So let's say that Tony is our hostess, and Tony and I know each other just because she's been a customer and she took me up on the offer to help her, earn some free product, all the things. So number 1, before the demo starts, I go over early and I do a little makeover with Tony. So maybe we focus on just lips. Maybe we focus on a full face. Maybe we do some skincare. Whatever your focus is for that demo, number 1, I would recommend not doing all the things. Focus on skincare or cosmetics or something so that it's not overwhelming, because you should always be able to get people in and out of there within 45 minutes to an hour, and always let them know that at the forefront. So let's say I am the distributor and everyone has come to the party. So I get everyone seated around the table and I say something to the effect of, well, thank you so much for being here. My name is Jenna. And before we get started today, I just want to take a moment to thank Tony, because she has so graciously invited us all into her home. She has given me the chance to, come over a little bit early and do a fun little makeover. And I don't know about you guys, but Tony, you look stunning in that color. What do you all think? Okay, so a couple of things just happened there. I edified the hostess because she deserves that. And I also want to get that third-party validation for her about how great, whether it be a color looks or, gosh, look at her skin. Does it not look flawless or what? So I want to edify her in that way. And then I switch gears and I say, now, you know what? It is 12 o'clock and my goal is to get you all, in and out of here by 12:45, 1 o'clock at the latest, because I'm sure you all have places to go, people to see, kids to pick up. But before we start, I just want to share a little bit about myself. So my name is Jenna and I have been with SeneGence about 5 years. It has become something that I just so enjoy. I've become super passionate about skincare and helping women find anti-aging cosmetics that won't, it looks just as good at 6 a.m. as it does at 6 p.m. And the really great thing is that our founder and CEO, her name is Joni, and she developed this company over 20 years ago. She was a single mom. She had worked for another company and realized there has to be a way to create a makeup line that is truly smudge proof, that won't come off when I'm kissing my son, and will help women feel comfortable and confident at 8 a.m. when they arrive at work, and 8 p.m. maybe when they're on date night with their spouse. I know that's possible. So she went to work and she met with scientists and she did everything possible to see her dream become a reality. And, as a single mom, no one wanted to loan her $3 million or whatever it was to start. So she started by going to vendor events and showing women that she had a product that they could put on and it wouldn't come off. And before you know it, within her first year, she had done a couple million in sales. And here we are 20 years later, now a $1 billion company. So I am just so excited because we have some of the best products that I just love being able to teach and to help educate. And my goal is to help you feel comfortable and to help answer any questions that you might have. So before we go any further, though, I want to know a little bit more about each of you, about who's in the room. So I will start with you, and I find the person who is like a high I, who's been talking, who's like really not listening as well. And I find her and I say, okay, so you in the blue shirt, would you please start and share your name? And then I ask, and what you do, if you stay home with kids, if you work somewhere, I would love to just know a little bit about you. So go ahead. So she says, hi, my name is Anna. I work in the salon and I have 3 kids and blah, blah, blah. So I say, oh, so good to know. It's always good to know who else, works in a salon because I always need help. And how old are your kids? Right. So I'm starting to connect a little bit with each person. She says, oh, they are 6, 4, and 2. And I say, oh, girl, hang in there because you are in a busy season, but it's so fun. So thank you so much. It's great to meet you. And I look forward to hearing more about those kids later. And then I go to Erica. So Erica says, I'm a nurse and my kids are grown and, I'm not getting as much from her, but that's okay. So I say, awesome. Thank you so much. And maybe sometime you'll have to give me some tips because my kids are just entering the teenage stage and I'm in survival mode. So thank you for that. Okay. So I'm going to connect with these people. So you go around and then once you've heard from everyone, pull back. Okay, so the first thing I want you to do is I'm going to go through the beauty book with you. We're going to go through just a couple of parts of it, and then I will show you some of the products as well. So now we go to the demo, and I'm not going to share much about the demo itself because it's going to look different for each of you, whether you're doing skincare, maybe you're going to do what they call like a hand facial. Maybe you are going to do color matching. Maybe you're focusing on lip scents, whatever the case might be, that is going to look different. Third part of the demo is the close, and this is so very important. So it's important, number one, that you have kept track of time, that you are staying true to your word to try to get people in and out within 45 minutes to an hour. I try to keep the demo portion at that 45 minutes because I want to give myself a little cushion to be able to circle back with them with the close. So once we've gone over everything, we've tried different things, then I say, oh my goodness, we are almost at 45 minutes and I promised you all I'd get you out of here. So if you would, sorry, my husband just texted me. I'm still working, honey. I would say something to the effect of, okay, so since we have all kind of seen all the things, what I would like to do now is I'm going to connect with each one of you individually. I will get your wish list, what you'd like to take home with you today. And I will also make sure that I share with you the opportunities that you have, the different ways that you have to order, because I want to make sure that, I'm supporting you best and helping you get the best deal for your purchase today. So then I would take out my planner. And I have a planner with me when I go there. And that's really important that they see that you have a planner and that you have a schedule. And I would say, okay, so now I'm circling back to Anna, and I'm sitting with Anna because again, she's talking and I just need to like rein her in. Okay. So I'm going to go to Anna and I'm going to say, okay, Anna, so I saw that you were loving those 2 colors and that you were eyeing that skincare system. So which of those items would you like to go home with today? I do have most of them here with me. So if you'd like, I can just package them up for you. And she says, yeah, I want them all. Just don't tell my husband. I say, okay, deal. So you have a couple of options. You can purchase today as a customer and I will just fulfill your order. You can pay via cash, check, or card, and you can just take this home with you. Or you can sign up and become a preferred customer with our Kiss and Tell program. The great thing about that is you will get 10% off and it will ship to you directly. So for the next 12 months, you will have access to specials. You will get, certain flash sales, all the things, specifically if you sign up as a Kiss and Tell customer, or if you find that you have become, but even the least bit interested in starting a business and doing something similar to what I do, you can also sign up to become a distributor. So which option would be best for you? And she sits back and she's like, well, I don't know, I should probably just do this. It's a lot of fun. Okay. So then I say, awesome. You will be so great. I can tell you are a people person. People are attracted to you. You are going to do so great at this. So how about you just go and chat with the girls and I'm going to circle back to you at the end so that I can help you get signed up today before you go home. So you can just be done with it. Perfect. Okay. So then real quick, I'm going to turn to Tony, who is our hostess, and I'm going to say, okay, Tony, just FYI, Anna's interested in signing up to become a distributor. If you have any interest and you would like to make additional income, I want to give you first dibs that you could sign up with me. And then we could have Anna sign up with you so that you already, are starting to build an organization. You can kind of get started together. What would you like? Okay, so whether she says yay or nay, we go forward. And then I turn to Erica and I'm like, okay, Erica. And before I even start talking, she tells me exactly what she wanted because she's a D personality and she wants to know how to pay and what to do. So I go through those really quick for her. I don't elaborate on anything because as a strong D personality, she just wants to get in and out and be done. That's fine. Okay. And then I turn to maybe Sarah's there, and Sarah's my high S personality. And she's like, thank you so much. It was such a great time. I just really appreciated, the way that you taught me those things. Okay. So now I circle back to Sarah and I'm like, oh, it was just a joy to have you here. And thank you for, nodding your head and showing me that you were listening. Like it really made my heart feel good. So thank you for that. Right. I'm edifying those qualities that I see in her. And I might say, and by the way, I just want you to know that, I know you have a wish list. And before we go any further, I want to let you know you have 3 options. You can purchase all of those things from me today as a customer. And I have most of it here with me, or you can sign up as a preferred customer and get special discounts and all the good things. Or you can sign up to be a distributor. And, to be super honest, I would never pressure anyone, but I think you'd be really great. I think that people probably know, like, and trust you. And that goes a really long way in this business. So which option would you select? Okay. And so she's going to select her option and maybe she says, no, thank you. I just want to support my friend Tony. I say, that's totally fine. Well, let's go ahead and we'll get that product to you. It really is that easy. You don't have to stress about saying the wrong thing. Just the most important thing is to make your hostess feel good, to get people out of there on time, to get to know who's in the room, make some kind of connection with them, and then make sure that you are offering them all of their choices so that they feel like they, gosh, well, I didn't know that, but I'm going to purchase from you today, but I'll keep that in mind for later. Okay. And also this is not in here, but I would highly recommend that each time you go person to person, let's say she wants to order as a customer, I would say, perfect. Now I have next Tuesday and next Saturday available for another demo. If you would like, I will come. If you would like to invite 5 friends, 4 or 5 friends. I will come early. I will do that full color match, everything that Tony got today. I will come and do that for you free of charge. And then you can have a couple of friends over, and we could even earn the rest of your wish list probably in free product. So would you be interested in Tuesday or Saturday? Yes. Well, yes, I would, because I just heard that you are going to pamper me. You're going to help me color match my makeup, and I can potentially earn free product. Okay. Yes, please. So make sure that you have that planner out, that you have your available times already mapped out, and that you try to book with each of those people. And so let's say Anna signs up. So we may not be booking, a demo like this. We will be booking her launch demo. And I will say, okay, so looks like in the next 7 to 10 days, I have 2 times available for a launch demo where we will basically do the same thing. And I will help you, kind of learn what's needed, and we'll get you set and going. You don't have to have all the perfect verbiage. You don't have to, have a script written down. You just have to be genuine. You have to be willing to offer the opportunity, and then just be there for questions as they come. So with all that to say, you guys, we are done. We are done. So I am going to save this recording, and I will visit with Pam about the best way to make it available to you all. That way, as you decide, gosh, I was, not able to listen very well to the balance wheel. I know I need to go back to that. So I will put that on my list to do on Tuesday while I'm walking, because guess what? Now I'm remembering I need to chunk out my time, right? So I would ask for you in the comments, for those of you who are on, what part of this training do you know you need to move forward on? So does that mean, do you need to move forward on booking demos? Does it mean you need to move forward on offering everyone the same 3 opportunities? Does it mean that you need to take a look at your balance wheel, or really learn the commission structure so that you can share that with others? What part about this training excites you? What part about this training makes you think, gosh, yes, I can do this? Because you can. So don't ever let a training go in one ear, out the other, but let it sit, resonate with it, and then take action. And guess what? I threw a lot at you, so it's going to be nearly impossible to take action on all of it at one time, but you can start somewhere. You can start at the beginning. Start by tracking your new customers. Start by tracking those sales. Start by tracking your budget. Start by putting your commissions in a separate bank account. Start somewhere. You will see results. So thank you so much for tuning in. I hope that this has been helpful. And be sure to always, come back and review and refresh. And anytime you need a little push, go look at that commission structure. Think about all the lives that you could potentially impact by offering this opportunity. And maybe it's even through Partner for Profit. Maybe it is, not building a massive team, but maybe it is making a difference in your community by giving a portion of your sales. The possibilities are endless, all thanks to the structure that Joni has provided. So without further ado, I am going to go eat some lunch because that's all I can focus on at the moment. I kid you not, for the last 20 minutes, I've been like, oh, I need food. And my pop has no ice in it. And I forgot my water downstairs. But see, we just push through, we can make it happen. And I will circle back to your comments at a later time. But also, if you need accountability, tag your sponsor, send them a message, say, hey, I heard this today and I'm really going to work on this for the next 30 days. Would you circle back with me? Would you be willing to, do a 15-minute strat chat? Would you be willing to call me on it when you see me, not actually living with a budget? That takes a good friend. So, okay, ladies, have a great rest of your day. And I hope to see you in person soon. Bye.